Thanks for downloading my welcome sign. As you can see, I have all the pieces cut out. And yes, these are a little bit delicate, but I use 65-pound paper. I also set my blade to about 5.5 and my speed to 3. And I've never really had any trouble cutting them out. So what I'm gonna do is put the pieces together, and mostly with my Zig pen. Maybe on the bigger ones I can use the tape. But I also want to show you that I prepared a board, just sort of knotted the back. Oh, knotted the back. You can't see that, there you go. And I'm gonna put my sign on here. Now you could shim the edges with some color, but I don't mind having the white background. So I'm gonna put the leaves together, then the welcome together, and then I'm gonna pop dot the whole thing so that it's raised up. I'm gonna get my little trusty notebook here. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that I'm lined up with the underleaf. And because they all kind of look the same, I'm just gonna make sure this fits correctly. There's my stem at the bottom. So stem on first and bottom piece. And I'm gonna get my little handy tool here. So I'm going to glue all the tips down. And now I'm simply going to glue the center piece here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. I don't mind that some of it's going to look like it's a little popped up, because the beauty of the fall leaves is that they're a little bit organic. This one's a little more solid, and again, I'm just going to make sure that it matches. I'm going to put the bottom on first. Again, that's stem. Because when you lay one piece in, the art always fits and lays in the way it should. Just so you know that that's the way I create. So you don't have to struggle with like, where do the pieces go? And I'm just gonna add a couple of dots on the top here. I do not have to glue every single corner down, because this one was a little bit more solid. The maple leaves are a little bit loose, so best to glue the points down. Right, there's my bottom again, that fits. And you could print out some of these cut out some of these leaves, put them on your table for a tablescape. You could certainly add colors to the edges with like a burnisher or paintbrush. What I love about creating is that so much of it's versatile. Like, even though you're purchasing my file and my vision, the beauty of you as the crafter is that you can personalize it. Again, I'm just going to put these little points down so that when I hang it, nothing loosely hangs forward. I get these Zig pens on Amazon. They're really fabulous. Looking good. All right, let's put the rest of the leaves together and then we'll assemble it. You could also use different colored papers. I obviously only chose 3 colors for the leaves, but it might be fun if you had different shades of orange and or yellow. And again, the ease of this is I'm just going to dot the tips. With my Zig pen and the stem. And once it's in position, I'm just going to do the center. So putting the letters on, again, just dotting my glue pen. So the letters lie flat. And I use my tweezers to just lay it in. Cute. Now when I put the leaves onto the frame, I'm just going to move those up. Of course, I've given you the example on how to lay them out. But the beauty of having the full leaves is that I can leave them on the outside if I want to leave 1 or 2. I could tuck some. So I'm just going to lay it out, kind of how my illustration is. So remember, I'm going to pop dot it so I can move them to wherever I want. I really want my sign to be kind of in the middle. So I'm actually going to pop dot just the center. So just the center of the signage. And the beauty of that is that it allows me to tuck or come upon the top. So this is the only part that's stabilized. I'll add more pop dots shortly, just so that I can feel how the leaves, how do I want the leaves to lay in? I almost really like the idea of one popping over. But let's put them in as I've designed it, and then we can change it if we want. Right? So, do I want one leaf kind of coming out? No, I don't think so. I could always print a few more. So once I put the pop dot of the leaves in, I will take the welcome off because the leaves are going to be pop dotted single. And I want the welcome to kind of come above that. So I'm going to put my 2 end pieces on first. And my center yellow. under the ones next to it however I want to. I'm actually going to move this yellow one over a little bit. The board I have underneath is about 13.5. You could use a piece of wood or any other shape that you might have. And I am using these clear dots, mainly because I'm not really fond of seeing the white when it's hanging on the wall. And yes, they are super sticky to everything. I'm just going to do it this way. This one off for a moment. Okay. And the reason I took it off is because the leaves are pop dotted in a single form. So I really want the welcome to be above that. So the theory is to pop dot 2 on either side so that it doesn't sag and that the welcome is absolutely above the leaves. Okay, and I'm happy with the way my leaves look. Just gonna put this right back into the middle. So beautiful. Again, remember you can change all the colors if you want. I've created the document for you so that each leaf is individual. You could just keep them solid and paint into them. A lot of variety here. Thanks for watching, and please check out the rest of my documents in the Silhouette store under Christine Baldino Art or in my Etsy shop. Thanks so much for watching.